What's up, guys? It's McNulty here. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are all doing well. So the Goblin summon has dropped once again, and it's been a hell of a weekend, honestly. So as we wait for the introduction of the new master talents, we have the Goblin summon. So even though I'm not going to be dropping any pulls in this portal other than the free ones that I get from completing the event, of course we are going to have a look at Caelen. We're going to see what he's all about and see whether he is a good new addition to the Garrison Guard heroes. So without any further ado, let's jump right into the portal over here and we will have a little look at our newest featured hero. Again, unfortunately, no new 4 stars from the Garrison Guard. I know we've had Ugly Mug. I can't even remember what his name is. Just that really normal sounding name. He's got to be somewhere here. Oh, there he is. He's hiding. He's hiding. Is he going to come out? Greg, that's his name. I can see his name without actually seeing his card. So he's the only other 4-star other than Goldie that we've got. And I'm quite a big fan of Greg. I do like him. But let's go ahead and we'll have a look at our newest hero in this portal. So we've got Caelen. So I think that's how you say his name. Anyway, he is an ice hero. And as you can see by the border of his card, he is part of the Garrison Guard family, and you can see from the castle in the background, etc. I do kind of like the way he looks. I think they've done a bit of work on the art on this one, to be fair. So he is of the wizard class, which does give him the chance to jinx. So when dealing damage through normal attacks and special skills, it's a 25% chance to deal 15% extra damage per each active buff. It's a pretty decent talent, just gives him the chance to do some additional damage. He is of the Garrison Guard family, so the bonus is for 1, 2, or 3 heroes in the Garrison Guard. At the start of the battle, they summon a Recruit Guard Mega Minion with 20, 25, or 30% HP and 100, 120, or 140% attack, inherited from the caster, depending on how many of these heroes you have. So as I've said before, I'm a big fan of that. I think the fact that they summon a Mega Minion as part of their talent, even though the HP is not really that high, even at 30%, it's still awesome because it's got a pretty high attack, and it just means that they start attacking you right away. At the beginning of the battle, you're going to be taking at least 100% damage every single turn from that Mega Minion. Unless, of course, you've got... In fact, I was just going to say, unless you've got Zhao Tu or Lao Hu or one of the other Lunar New Year heroes, but that won't work because they don't negate the Mega Minion's effect. So forget about that. It's a pretty decent family bonus. I do like it. And then, of course, they get the all-important Guard Rally, which means that every 4 turns they remove all weather effects from all allies. So we don't have a specific counter for the growth effect yet. I'm sure that we will see it. I'm not sure if it's going to be within the Garrison Guard family or a new family that gets introduced into these heroes or into this portal. But for now, we are able to remove the weather effect every 4 turns. And that is a very, very strong passive. So I do like that. Now let's move over. So in terms of stats, if we switch the max power preview off for just a second, we can see he's running a very respectable team power, 1044, 1128 on the attack, 1067 on defense, and 1617 on the health. So really, really good stats across the board for him. I guess he's kind of a little less on the defense and HP, but still, even saying that, his stats are ridiculously good. If you do go ahead and drop some alpha ethers on him, you're going to just see the attack stats. I mean, all of the stats go bonkers, but he does benefit from the regen ether talent. So at the start of the battle, he's going to regenerate 420 health over 6 turns. So about 60 or 70 health per turn, which is okay. But yeah, it's definitely not the best ether talent. Now let's move on to see his special. So his special skill is called Soothing Melody. He summons a Shield Guard Mega Minion with 60% HP and 160% attack inherited from the caster. So this Shield Guard Mega Minion basically is just going to replace this one. So I believe that obviously you can only have 1 Mega Minion at a time. That's what this little bit says. So if you do get his special up within the first while that other minion is still there, he's just going to replace that with his new minion. So he summons that minion. It's a pretty decent beefy minion. 60% HP is quite a lot for this guy, and 160% of 1521 attack will do some serious damage. The Shield Guard Mega Minion safely cleanses the latest cleansable status ailment from all allies each turn. That's a very, very powerful effect. Let's see what this question mark says first. Safe Cleanse bypasses secondary effects such as damage on removal from the removed status ailment. External effects such as passive skills and family effects can still activate. This is a very, very strong effect, as I've said. So this minion that he summons is going to be cleansing the latest cleansable ailment from all allies each turn. So it's kind of like the effect that we saw with Francine, where she does have a cleanse every single turn, except that the effect is attached to the minion. So there's no specific turn count on it. It will last for as long as he's got the minion, which could potentially be forever if you manage to keep that minion on and you don't manage to chop it down. So that's extremely strong. Plus the fact that he removes those cleansable ailments without triggering their secondary effects. So heroes like Pop Hit, like Erlang Shen, like Star Walker, all of these heroes which give an effect where if you remove it, there's damage dealt. He is able to cleanse that effect. So not only is he able to deal with and counter the goblins, he's able to deal with and counter some of the most powerful heroes in the game with this special skill. So that is fantastic. Now there is more. All enemies fall asleep. Jeez, do they really have to keep going on with this sleep effect? I hate this effect. Actually, though, this guy does have a bit of a saving grace, so let's get through it. So all enemies fall asleep. While asleep, the target can't attack or gain mana. All damage dealt to the sleeping target is increased by 70%, and the sleeping target is woken once it takes damage. This excludes damage from minions and fiends. Now, this is the reason this actually will work for Caelen as opposed to some other characters is that the Mega Minion that he summons is going to be dealing a pretty decent amount of attack every turn. Remember, that's 160% attack plus they get extra 70% increased damage while they're asleep. So the only problem is that you do still have to make tile matches. So, unfortunately, you are going to wake one or two of the other characters up. But basically, you can think of this as a team-wide silence effect. And if you do have like not going to call it a ghosting lane, but a single lane where you can just keep throwing tiles into one of the heroes, preferably one of the heroes on the opposing team that is not going to do super heavy damage, then you can actually keep those other heroes asleep while the Mega Minion does its thing. So you can just chop them down turn by turn. And obviously you're going to be cleansing off the ailments as long as you have that minion. This is a really cool effect. I do think it's going to be quite solid on both on defense and on offense. I think I would probably prefer him as an offensive hero because on defense you can kind of just, you're going to take some damage from some kind of slash attack, which is then going to awaken that character. It's not ideal because you still might have some of your allies who are asleep and you won't be able to cast their specials, but it's definitely going to be more effective on offense than it is on defense. So yeah, in summary, this guy is a really cool hero. He's got a lot of counters to a lot of really horrible effects. So the biggest thing about him is that the safe cleanse that the minion's doing of all negative effects that deal damage, and of course the Garrison Guard rally. Other than that, he is just a Mega Minion summoner. But that being said, he's probably one of the more effective Mega Minion summoners. And I can tell you that right off the bat without having to test this guy in battle. So yeah, if you do manage to grab your Caelen, or get your hands on Caelen, I should say, you can consider yourselves very lucky. I would say that he's probably, in my opinion, at least in the A+ category, if not an S tier hero. So a fantastic addition to the Garrison Guard. As I've said before, I'm not going to be pulling in this portal just out of principle because I really want to see if if you've watched my other video, and thank you all for the responses on that one. These master talents that are being introduced in the game, I think we need to make a little bit of noise on these, and just to, let the developers know that we are not going to stand for, selling us something which is just going to be boosting up every single hero in the game, instead of focusing on the older heroes that really, really need stat boosts to be able to make this game stay competitive. And I know it's all about the whales at the top, and I've read every single one of your comments, guys. So if I don't get to them right away, please be reassured that I do read every single one of them. And I think for the most part, the common thread throughout is that everybody can clearly see that they are trying to just disguise this as a way to boost the older heroes, when what it really is just a way to earn a quick buck. And they have the answer. They literally have the answer to how to balance the game, but it's like they're ignoring it. So I think we need to, like I said before, speak with your wallets, help us to open people's eyes, and hopefully some of this noise will reach them at the higher levels. But you know what? If it doesn't, I'm not too phased anyway, because I'm not spending a great deal of money at the moment. And I've got loads of heroes to work on. So, I'm quite happy. And then he's featured alongside this little guy, Shimmer Scale. Shimmer Scale, I've kind of got mixed feelings on him. He is a pretty decent hero, but I don't think that he's quite as good as our new release, Caelen. So yeah, he's an okay hero in this portal. But that being said, I wish you guys all of the best of luck if you are going to be dropping a few pulls in this portal. Please do let me know your thoughts on our man Caelen. And obviously do drop us a like. Subscribe to the channel if you don't want to miss any future updates. And I will see you all again in the next video. Bye for now, guys.